to another live stream here on YouTube at Sports Bonanza John and on Twitch tonight at Sport Guru John. Day 2 of the NBA play-in tournament. We've got a matchup in the East between the Orlando Magic and the Philadelphia 76ers. Winner of this game advances into the playoffs as the 7th seed and a date with the Boston Celtics in the first round. We will preview this matchup in just a moment. First of all, let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for looking over us, Lord, and look over all these players and fans tonight. Please keep everyone safe and continue to look over us and do your will among us, Lord, as we ask and pray this in your mighty name. Amen. All right, here we go. Magic and 76ers. These two teams battling. Magic finished 8th in the Eastern Conference. 76ers finished 7th in the Eastern Conference. 76ers took 2 of 3 meetings in the regular season with Orlando. Again, you can throw that all out down the toilet now, as this is now postseason play with the play-in tournament. Play-in tournament's not considered the playoffs, but it's for a chance to get into the playoffs. As I said, winner of this game will be the 7th seed and a date with the Boston Celtics in the first round. Philadelphia, nice improvement from last season. Both these teams finished 45 and 37. A big improvement from a year ago for the 76ers. They did not finish in the postseason last year. Orlando was in this play-in tournament last year, got into the playoffs by virtue of the play-in tournament win. So they're trying to get back there once again tonight. As I said, the winner of this game will be the 7th seed in the East and get a date with the Boston Celtics. The loser of this game can still get into the playoffs, but they will have to win on Friday, as they will face the Charlotte Hornets on Friday, the loser of this game for the Eastern Conference number 8 seed, and a berth against the Detroit Pistons. Let's go ahead and announce tonight's starting lineups for both these teams. Let's start with the number 8 seed and the visitors tonight. The Magic of Orlando, they will line up like this with their starting lineup. Starting at 1 forward for Orlando is Franz Wagner, 20.6 points per game this season. The other forward is Paolo Banchero, leading scorer on the season this year for Orlando, 22.2 points per game. In the middle is Wendell Carter Jr., 11.8 points per game scorer this year for Orlando. The backcourt for the Magic looks like this. Desmond Bane at 1 guard, another 20-point per game scorer this year at 20.1 points per game. And Jalen Suggs rounds out the starting 5 for the Magic. In the backcourt, Suggs at 13.8 points per game. This is an Orlando team that scores just shy of 116 points per game. Magic are coached by Jamal Mosley. That's the lineup for Orlando. Starting lineup looks like this for the 76ers of Philadelphia, who also finished 45 and 37 this year. They line up this way. Up at 1 forward is Kelly Oubre, averaging just over 14 points per game this season. The other forward is Paul George, 17.3 points per contest this season for the Sixers. In the middle, Adem Bona, averaging just shy of 5 points per game this year. Not a big scorer, but is a threat in the middle there for the 76ers. In the backcourt at 1 guard is VJ Edgecombe, 16 points per game this season for the Sixers. And the other guard for the Sixers is Tyrese Maxey, leading scorer on the Sixers team, 28.3 points per game. They're very similar to Orlando, as they score just shy of 116 per contest. Sixers are coached by Nick Nurse. So again, the lineups look like this for the Magic. Up front, Wagner and Banchero, Carter Jr. in the middle, Bane and Suggs in the backcourt. For Philadelphia up front will be Oubre and George, Bona in the middle, Edgecombe and Maxey in the backcourt for the 76ers. The officiating crew tonight, Tony Brothers, Tyler Ford, Andy Nagy. One more game in the play-in tournament to follow this one. The Warriors and the Clippers. The winner of that game will advance to play Phoenix for the Western Conference number 8 seed. That game will be on Friday. Loser of that Warriors-Clippers game, their season will come to a close. As the playoffs officially get underway on Saturday. But the Magic and 76ers to do battle here to see who will get the berth with the Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. Teams met 3 times this season. Met back in late October in Philadelphia. Sixers won by 12 in that one. Then they met again in around Thanksgiving, also in Philadelphia. The Magic won that game by 41 points. And they met again in early January in Orlando. The Sixers picked up a 12-point win in that game. For those of you into the betting, the line is taking off tonight at Orlando 1.5. Orlando minus 1.5. Over under at 220.5. Hopefully we can have as good of a game as we had last night between the Heat and the Hornets. What a game that was. Decided in overtime with a Hornets win, 127-126. Hornets will take on the loser of this game tonight for the 8th seed in the East on Friday. Loser of this game will have home court in that game against Charlotte. Very loaded Eastern Conference this year. Every team, including the play-in teams, finished with a winning record this season. So the Eastern Conference is very, very loaded this year. So we are just about set. Teams have just been introduced and are getting their final instructions. Before we get this one underway tonight, a big crowd on hand in Philadelphia. Sixers were only a 24-win team a season ago, a 21-game improvement. Jonathan Isaac for the Magic is out tonight, so they will not have him available. And we are underway. The tip controlled by the Sixers. And Philly has the game's first possession. And a foul underneath to begin this game against Orlando. So an early foul against the Magic and early free throws coming for the 76ers. Just 11 seconds in. Bona at the line, first is good. And that's how the scoring begins tonight. Second free throw on the way is also good, and the Sixers have the quick 2-0 lead, and now Orlando with their first possession of the contest. Jalen Suggs brings it up the floor for the Magic. Off now to Wendell Carter. Back to Suggs on the outside. Suggs on the drive. Suggs with the pull up to the left of the foul line. It's no good. Rebound pulled down by Philly. Edgecombe pulls down the rebound for the 76ers. With it now is Oubre. And the drive inside off the glass, no good. Rebound pulled down by Orlando. Carter gives it off now on the drive inside. Bad pass taken away by the 76ers. First turnover of the game. And a three-pointer on the way is long. Ball knocked out of bounds. It's going to go to Orlando. Magic bring the ball up the floor. Just over a minute in. As Wagner brings it up the floor. Gives it off now to Bane. Bane's pull-up jumper is good, and there's the game's first field goal as it goes to Desmond Bane of the Magic, and we're tied 2-2. Oubre with it for the Sixers on the outside. Oubre drives, lost the dribble momentarily, gets it back, now will pull up and miss it too strong, and Orlando can't corral the rebound as it is knocked out of bounds, and the Sixers will get an extra possession. Baseline inbound for Philly. And it comes into the corner. Outside to Oubre for three, and he got it. Kelly Oubre Jr. with a long-range jumper gives the Sixers a 5-2 lead. Quickly back the other way, a layup up and in for Paolo Banchero for his first 2 points. And it's a 1-point game. 2 minutes into this first quarter. Pull-up jumper at the other end for Philadelphia, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Magic. Wagner on the drive. Wagner off the glass, no good, but an offensive rebound for Orlando. Putback is good by Wendell Carter, and the Magic have their first lead at 6-5. Oubre for a three, that's good. Second three of the half for Oubre. 8-6. Sixers back in front at the other end. Carter tries a three. He misses long, and the Sixers pull down the rebound. Maxey with the ball for Philadelphia. Maxey tries to drive, gets cut off. Now will drive inside, spin, pull up to the right of the foul line. It's good for Tyrese Maxey. 10-6 Sixers. And then Orlando tries the fast break, but a good defensive play by Edgecombe to knock that ball out of bounds. It's going to stay Orlando ball. Magic to inbound, and a bad inbound. But the Magic catch a break as it was knocked out of bounds by the Sixers. That was not a good inbound pass. But luckily for the Magic, the Sixers knocked it out of bounds. They get it in this time to Banchero. Banchero lost the dribble momentarily, now gets it back. 5 on the shot clock for Orlando. Banchero backing his way in. Banchero turns, gets fouled with 2 on the shot clock. Doesn't hit the shot, but he will go to the line and shoot 2. Paolo Banchero heading to the line. Paul George picks up the foul for the Sixers. 8:42 to play in the opening quarter. Banchero's first free throw is good. One more free throw coming for Banchero to cut it to 2. And he does. 10-8. Sixers lead by 2 as they bring the ball up the floor with Tyrese Maxey. Maxey passes inside, and now we're going to have an offensive foul on Philadelphia as there was a push-off inside off the ball. Oubre needs to be held back here as we got a technical foul, it looks like, assessed. Oubre was a little vocal after the play. Looks like he had something to say to Banchero. Oubre got called for the foul. Well, there was a screen there, and yeah, Banchero said something to him, and Oubre got a little vocal back there. I thought I saw a technical foul signal made by the officials, but Orlando has the ball, so I guess it was no technical, unless it was a double T and I missed it. Three-pointer on the way is good. As Orlando hits a 3, that was Desmond Bane, and the Magic lead 11-10. At the other end, three-pointer, that's a little quick and not set very good. Shot no good. Rebound pulled down by the Magic. Sixers just 3 for their first 9 from the floor, and now Orlando turns it over. Fast break for the Sixers. Layup is good. And Philly has the lead back at 12-11. Bringing up the floor is Suggs for Orlando. And now we're going to have a foul against the 76ers. Bona gets called for the foul. That'll be his first. Third team foul on Philly here in the first quarter. Quarter court inbound for the Magic. It comes in here to Banchero. And now into the corner for 3. Shot is good. Three-pointer in the corner for Jamal Cain, who just checked in at that last stoppage. And the Magic go up 2, 14-12. Maxey with it for the Sixers on the perimeter. Maxey drives. Maxey spins, gets it off in the corner. Now comes right back to Maxey with 5 on the shot clock. Maxey drives inside, gets bumped from behind and fouled. That's going to be on Banchero, and it will send Philadelphia to the line with 7:06 to go in the first quarter. First of 2 for Maxey is around and out. Second free throw on the way for Maxey. That one's no good either. So Maxey misses 2 at the line. Magic rebound up 2. Carter on the outside. Off here to Bane. Bane back to Carter. Carter into the corner. Gives it off to Cain. Cain sends it outside to Banchero. Banchero has to get this up. He shoots it just at the shot clock buzzer. Missed it short. Out of bounds. And that will bring us to a timeout. First time out of the ball game comes with 6:40 to play in this first quarter. Orlando has an early 14-12 lead in this play-in tournament contest. Orlando 5 for their first 9 from the floor. Philly is 4 for 10. Orlando 2 of their first 3 from outside. Sixers 2 for their first 4. Desmond Bane, 5 early points to lead the way for Orlando. 6 early points for Oubre to lead the way for the Sixers. Again, the winner of this game moves into the playoffs as the 7th seed. The loser will still have a chance to get the 8th seed in the East, as the loser of this game will host the Charlotte Hornets on Friday for that 8th seed in the East. Warriors and Clippers to follow this game. Winner of that Warriors-Clippers game will play the Suns on Friday for the 8th seed in the West. Loser tonight between the Warriors and Clippers sees their season come to a close. And again, in that game tonight, Stephen Curry is going to be on a minutes restriction of 40 minutes. A couple other Warriors as well. I think Porzingis and somebody else. I can't remember offhand who the other one is. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Warriors really did not have a good season, but the West not nearly as deep as the East. Warriors 37 and 45 on the year, but that was still good enough for 10th in the West. So out of the timeout here. The Orlando ball. And they turn it over on the inbound. Sixers get a steal and a hard foul on the way up. Maxey not happy there. And actually, hang on a minute. I don't think they called a foul there. I think they just called it out of bounds. That actually did look like a lot of ball. It looked worse in real time than it really was. Maxey cannot believe there was no foul called there. But now they did get a foul. Okay. I guess he was wanting a flagrant foul. Actually, looking at that replay, there wasn't as much contact as it appeared in real time. First free throw is good. Maxey averaged 28.3 points per game this year. That is most by a guard of the Sixers since the 05-06 season when the glove, Allen Iverson, put up those numbers, as 2 free throws for Maxey ties this game at 14. 6.5 to go, opening quarter. Banchero with it for Orlando on the outside. Banchero is fouled. That's going to be against Edgecombe. That'll be the 4th team foul of the quarter on the Sixers. And it'll be an inbound for Orlando. Inbound comes to Wendell Carter. Now Banchero on the outside. 5 on the shot clock for the Magic. Banchero gives it off now. Here's a three-pointer off the mark, no good. Rebound Edgecombe for Philadelphia. Midway point, first quarter. Edgecombe sends it outside to Oubre. Oubre lost the handle and lost the ball. Orlando gets the steal. Here's Banchero slowing it up now. Banchero has it poked away from behind but gets it back, and he'll launch a three and miss it. Rebound pulled down by Philly. Maxey gets double teamed, throws it up and missed it short. Rebound to Orlando. Carter is stripped. So side out of bounds for Orlando. Off the inbound, a three is no good. Tip won't go. Rebound to the Sixers. Teams have gone cold from the floor here. Oubre. And the Sixers will slow this possession down as George brings it up, but a nice feed inside to Andre Drummond, who gets on the scoreboard with the 2 underneath. And the Sixers go back in front 16-14. Suggs gives it off, and the pull-up jumper by Carter's no good. Orlando with the offensive rebound by Banchero. He drives inside and gets the left-hand layup. Game tied again at 16. Three-pointer on the way. That's off the backboard. That wasn't even close. Rebound pulled down by Orlando. Banchero's pass into the corner, and now the drive inside, and it's blocked underneath. I think that was Drummond that got that block for the Sixers. Edgecombe, Oubre for 3 off the front of the rim. No. And the Sixers can't save it before it goes out of bounds. It's going to go over to Orlando. Pace has picked up, but the shooting has cooled off. Magic bring the ball up, tied at 16. Paul George going to get a breather here for the Sixers. And now on the drive. Nice pass inside, but can't finish. Kane received a good pass underneath, but he had a double team underneath and couldn't finish. Here's Maxey now the other way for the Sixers. Maxey. Here's Oubre for a 3. That's off the front of the rim. Oubre hit 2 threes early on, and now we're going to have a foul on Orlando. I think they're going to get Kane on the loose ball foul. Substitution for the Sixers. Dominic Barlow checking into the game. Sixers on the inbound here. On the outside with it is Quentin Grimes, who also checked into the game. Grimes drives inside, off the glass, no. Rebound pulled down by Orlando. Sixers just 5 of 16 now from the floor. And at the other end, a reverse layup is good. Tristan da Silva with the basket for Orlando. A bank shot right back at the other end for the Sixers to tie the game at 18. Anthony Black into the game for Orlando. He's got it now. Passes out to Banchero, and Banchero dribbled it right off his foot and out of bounds. Sixers a chance to take the lead back with 3 minutes to play in the quarter. That was the 4th turnover of the quarter for Orlando. Maxey spins, shoots, foul line jumper, no. Rebound pulled down by the Magic. De Silva with the rebound, gives it to Banchero, back over to Silva as he crosses the timeline. Spin move here by Banchero. The turnaround is going to get the roll. Banchero with 8 here in the quarter for Orlando, and the Magic go back up by 2 at 20-18. 10 on the shot clock this possession for Philly. Quentin Grimes gets it off into the corner to Barlow, who misses a 3. Then it's tipped out, and a deep 3 off the offensive rebound is good. Tyrese Maxey, he's got 9 in the quarter. Timeout called by Orlando as the Tyrese Maxey 3 puts the Sixers back in front by 1. 2:10 remaining in the opening quarter. Sixers still shooting just 33% from the floor. Orlando not a whole lot better at 40%. Both teams 33% from beyond the arc. Four first quarter turnovers for the Magic. Sixers will be shooting free throws for the remainder of the quarter. Actually, both teams will be shooting free throws for the remainder of the quarter. Sixers do have Banchero in early foul trouble. Banchero does have 2 fouls here in the first quarter for Orlando. Sixers finished 5 games over 500 at home this year. Actually had a winning record on the road as well. So with 2:10 to go in this opening quarter, 76ers have a 1-point lead. Mentioned Jonathan Isaac out tonight for Orlando, vice versa. Joel Embiid still out for the Sixers. Orlando gets it in out of the timeout, down to 2 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Drive inside, and there's a strip. 5th turnover of the quarter against Orlando. And Maxey brings it up the floor. Maxey. Great pass inside for a dunk. That was a great feed underneath to Dominic Barlow. And it's a 23-20 lead for the Sixers. Orlando trying to answer at the other end. This is De Silva with it. De Silva on the drive. De Silva turns, got it. Tristan De Silva with the basket and brings Orlando within a point, 23-22. Oubre off to Maxey. Deep three, short. Looks like it's going to be an offensive foul here against the Sixers, so that wouldn't have counted anyway. They're going to get Barlow with the offensive foul. Philly Mike in the live chat. Is that right? I hadn't seen anything until Philly Mike just sent me an interesting message in the live chat. It's drive inside, sends it out. Here's a three-pointer for Orlando. No good. Rebound pulled down by Drummond. Adam Schefter reported that? Shot inside, no good, but the follow is by Drummond. 25-22 Philly, final half minute, first quarter. And rejection by the Sixers on the drive inside. Big rejection there. We're going to get a foul here on the Sixers. Free throw is good. One more free throw coming. And it's good. 25-24. On the pressure being applied by Orlando, but Philly breaks it. Difference of about 2 seconds, shot clock, game clock. Sixers, for all intents and purposes, get the final shot of the quarter. Here's Maxey. Maxey on the drive, 1 on the shot clock. Here's a 3. Good at the shot clock buzzer with 1.8 to go, and the half-court heave will be no good as the first quarter comes to a close, as the Sixers lead at 28-24 after 1. Oubre gets the three-pointer to end the quarter for the Sixers. 28-24 after 1. I'm not seeing anything about that, about Curry. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm not finding anything on that. 28-24, Sixers lead here after 1. Sixers shot 40% from the floor in that first quarter, 10 for 25. They were 4 of 10 from beyond the arc at 40%. Went 4 for 6 at the free throw line. Magic just 38% in that first quarter, just 2 of 7 from 3. They did go 4 for 4 at the free throw line. Sixers had a 13-11 edge on the glass after 1. Kelly Oubre and Tyrese Maxey, both 9 points in that quarter for the Sixers. 4 points for Andre Drummond and 2 points apiece from Adam Bona, VJ Edgecombe, and Dominic Barlow. Magic were led by Paolo Banchero's 8 points. Desmond Bane added 7. Tristan Da Silva with 4, Jamal Cain with 3, and Wendell Carter with 2. Those are the 5 Magic players that scored in that first quarter. As the Sixers lead it by 4. So while we have a stoppage here between quarters, let's go ahead and show you the playoff bracket here. With that win last night, as we look at the West, with that win last night by Portland over Phoenix, that puts Portland into the 7th spot, and they get a date with the Spurs in round 1. Thunder still to be determined on their opponent. That's going to determine who wins that game on Friday. Nuggets, Timberwolves in the 3-6 matchup in the West, and that highly anticipated 4-5 matchup in the West between the Lakers and the Rockets. Meanwhile, in the East, Pistons, their opponent will be decided after that game on Friday. Winner of this game to take on Boston. Boston is the 2 seed. Knicks, Hawks, the 3-6 matchup in the East, and Cavaliers and Raptors, the 4-5 in the East. Playoffs get underway on Saturday. Didn't realize that live score didn't update since the beginning. I don't look at that. So I didn't realize that thing wasn't even updating. I've got it now. Underway, quarter number 2. It's Orlando ball. Shot clock down to 5 for the Magic. Here's the drive, and the floater with the right hand is up and good from Franz Wagner. And he's on the board now for Orlando. And the Magic with the first 2 points of the second quarter. Pull-up jumper is up and good for the Sixers. That's Paul George with the jumper. That's his first 2 points. Sixers up 4, 30-26. And we're going to have a foul here. Nope, not a foul. Defensive 3 second, it looks like. Never been a real big fan of that rule. So 1 technical free throw here for Desmond Bane, and he missed it. It's Orlando's first miss from the line. And now the Magic will inbound. And it comes to Da Silva. Tries to get it underneath. Orlando somehow comes up with the loose ball, and they get a layup out of it on the pass underneath to Desmond Bane. It looked like the Magic were about to turn it over, but somehow they came up with the ball, and Bane got an easy layup out of it as he was cutting to the basket, 30-28. George on the drive, and it looks like we're going to have the same call at the other end. So a defensive 3 second here. This free throw is good from Quentin Grimes. (31-28) and the Sixers inbound. George for 3. Got it. Georgia's second field goal of the quarter. He's got 5, and it's a 6-point lead. Largest of the game for the Sixers. At the other end, that's going to be an and one for Banchero as he scores and gets fouled by Edgecombe. Three-point play is up and good, and I beg your pardon. That was Anthony Black that got that basket for Orlando. 34-31. And we've got a foul outside on the Magic. Wagner's going to get the foul. Team foul number 2 here in the second quarter. And the pull-up jumper out of the inbound, no good. Back comes Orlando the other way. Alley-oop pass underneath is taken away by Philly. Good defense underneath there to take away what looked like an intended alley-oop. George finds Edgecombe on the outside. Edgecombe with 7 on the shot clock. Edgecombe looking to drive. Now pulls up from the foul line and hits it. VJ Edgecombe with his second field goal. 36-31 Philly. Wagner at the other end, no good, but it's a follow dunk for Batadze. 36-33. Edgecombe on the drive, and he's going to be called for a double dribble. Nine minutes to play, second quarter. Pull-up jumper up, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Sixers. Paul George brings the ball up across the timeline. Drummond drives inside, shot it too strong off the glass. Rebound pulled down by Orlando. That is a wild shot. Out of bounds. Going to the Sixers. That was not a good look on the offensive end that time for Orlando. Edgecombe with the ball for the Sixers. Off to George. George to Drummond. Off into the corner. Open three. No good. And the ball goes up and over the backboard out of bounds. It will go to Orlando. Good look there, but just unable to convert the three-pointer. Here's Jalen Suggs with the ball for Orlando. Kane. Here's the pull-up jumper. That's short. Offensive rebound, however, for the Magic. Extra possession here. Three-pointer is no good either from Jalen Suggs. He's still scoreless. And this time the Sixers pull down the rebound. Nice drive inside, counted, and a foul. Quentin Grimes got the basket and an and one opportunity. He got fouled right smack across the face. Grimes to try to complete the three-point play and extend the Sixer lead to 6. It's good. 39-33 Philly. 7.5 to go, second quarter. And here comes the pass underneath, but unable to be handled. And that's going to be another turnover on Orlando. Their 7th of the first half. And the pull-up jumper for Philly, no good. Rebound pulled down by Suggs, and back come the Magic. Banchero with it. Banchero looking to drive. Now will and pull up and missed it short. Barlow stayed with Banchero pretty good defensively there. And a three-pointer is too strong. Rebound this time pulled down by Orlando. Great pass inside from Black. Finds Banchero for the basket and one. Have a timeout called. 39-35. Sixers in front. Banchero going to the line to try to complete a three-point play coming out of the timeout. So the biggest lead for either team in this first half has been 6 points. It's been a very competitive first half. Everybody that has played for Orlando, they played 9 players, and all but Jalen Suggs have scored for the Magic, so they're getting pretty good balance here. Meanwhile, the Sixers have played 8 players, and everybody has at least 2 points on the Sixers that's been in the game. .650 to go in the second quarter. Orlando at 40% shooting, Sixers 41%. So Banchero at the line to try to complete the three-point play here for Orlando. Banchero hits the free throw to complete the three-point play, and this is a three-point game. 39-36. Here's the drive. Nice feed inside and the reverse layup. It's not going to count, however. We have a foul before the shot. So no basket there for Barlow. And it'll be a side inbound. Anthony Black going to get a breather for Orlando. Here's Edgecombe with the ball on the outside for the Sixers. Edgecombe on the drive. Now pulls up for a long two that misses short. And a late foul call here. It's going to be against Orlando. I think they're going to get Wendell Carter on that foul. Oh, and now on the inbound, the official got in the way, and the Sixers turn it over. It wasn't a great inbound pass anyway. Sixers turn it over for the fifth time. And a three-point shot at the other end is good. And we have a foul. Desmond Bane hits the three, but I think they might be calling it. Yeah, they're calling it off the ball. I don't think this shot's going to count. Jamal Mosley wanting an explanation. It was off the ball. And now on the inbound, here's another foul on the Sixers. And that now, well, now what have we got? They're saying it wasn't on the shot. Okay. So both teams now with 4 fouls. So both teams will be shooting free throws now regardless for the remainder of the quarter. Drive inside, layup up and good. And this is a 1-point game. Desmond Bane puts in the layup for the Magic. 39-38. Just past the midway point of the second quarter. Pull-up three-pointer at the top of the key is good. Maxey hits the three to extend the Sixer lead to 4 at 40-36. Bane with it on the outside for Orlando. Bane drives. Bane, nice pass inside and the dunk underneath. Desmond Bane with a nice feed underneath found Jamal Cain for the slam. 42-40. That pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down by Cain. Magic can tie or lead. And we're going to have a foul on the drive to the basket by Banchero, and that will be free throws coming. Banchero with 11 points here in the first half and misses the free throw short. One more free throw coming for Banchero. And he misses both. Rebound pulled down by the Sixers. So it's still a 2-point lead for Philly. Maxey with it. Maxey drives. Maxey gives it off, but nobody's there, and it's going to be a turnover. 3-on-1 for Orlando, and an easy fast break and a dunk for Banchero, and this game is tied at 42. Maxey outside to George. Here's Edgecombe. Bounce pass again to George. George, the pull-up is good. Paul George heating up here in the second quarter. He's now got 7. All 7 have scored here in quarter number 2. 44-42. Banchero is stuffed as he tries to drive to the basket. And the ball knocked out of bounds. It will stay Orlando possession with 11 on the shot clock. Inbound pass comes in, and we are going to have a foul. This is going to be against George, and Orlando will head back to the line. Exactly 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. First free throw up and good. One more free throw coming for Desmond Bane. And it's good, and we're tied again at 44. Oubre. Maxey. Off now to Oubre, back out to Maxey. 5 on the shot clock. Maxey spins. Maxey drives inside, puts it up and in with the right hand. Tyrese Maxey with 14 in the half. 46-44. Bane. Bane outside. Here's a three-pointer. That is too strong. Rebound pulled down by George. And back come the Sixers. George drives. George draws a double team. Gives it off. Edgecombe for 3. That's short. Rebound Orlando. Bane takes it the distance and gets fouled. Bane was trying to go coast to coast right there. But he will get free throws with 3:08 to go in the quarter. First free throw by Bane is good. Bane's second is good, and we're tied again at 46. Maxey brings it up the floor with 3 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Oubre gets inside, scores. Oubre now with 11, 48-46. Here's the pull-up jumper, up and good. Nice answer there by Orlando. It's Bane again. 19 in the half for Desmond Bane. Tied at 48. Bane averages 20.1 on the season. Gonna have a foul called here, and that will bring us to a timeout called. 2:27 remaining second quarter. Magic, Sixers for the 7th seed in the East, all square, 48 apiece. Orlando is up to 45% from the floor. Sixers at 44%. From three-point range, Orlando's just 2 for 9. Sixers are 6 out of 15. Again, Warriors, Clippers to follow. So we've got a good one here, just like our play-in tournament game in the East yesterday between the Heat and Hornets. I mistakenly said Bane had 19. He's actually got 17 in the half. Banchero, the other double-digit scorer for Orlando with 13. Maxey leading the way for the Sixers with 14 points, 11 out of Kelly Oubre. As we're coming out of the timeout here with under 2.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. 48-48 tie. Allen Iverson in the crowd tonight. Looks like he just got introduced and receives the big hand. Number retired in the rafters in Philadelphia, and definitely well-deserved on a great career with the Sixers for him. Free throws here for Philadelphia. First free throw's good by Maxey. That puts the Sixers back in front. Maxey, 5th in the NBA in scoring this year with his 28.3 average. He hits 2 free throws here. That'll give him 16. And the Sixers lead by 2, 50-48. Magic bringing up the floor, and now we're going to have a foul off the ball on Philadelphia. Did they get... Not sure who they got there on that one. Orlando is heading to the line. And it'll be Bane once again. First of two is good. One more free throw to tie this again. And he does. Tied at 50 as Maxey brings the ball up across midcourt. George. Paul George spins inside, gets triple team, kicks it into the corner. A wide open three is no good. Rebound pulled down by Orlando. Magic can take the lead back this trip. De Silva gives it off. Here's a three for Suggs, and it's good. That gets Jalen Suggs on the board for the first time tonight and gives Orlando a 3-point lead. And at the other end, a foul on Orlando that will send the Sixers to the line. Both teams in the penalty. Free throw's good. Jamal Cain checks back in for the Magic. Second free throw is good as well. (53-52). Minute and a half to play, first half. Banchero spins. Banchero throws it into the second row, out of bounds. Donkey thought there was going to be somebody over there, but clearly there wasn't. It looked like it hit a fan right in the face. She looks like she's all right, though. That looked like that basketball caught that fan right in the face. Sixers have a chance for the lead back. And they get the lead back on that shot inside for Paul George. 54-53. Final minute, second quarter. Three-pointer for Suggs. That's short. Rebound Edgecombe. And back come the Sixers on a fast break. It's a 3-on-2. Spin move inside. Counted and one for Edgecombe on a fast break. That was a heck of a spin move inside for VJ Edgecombe. And he has a chance to complete a three-point play to put the Sixers up by 4. .7 on the clock. Missed the free throw. So the lead stays 3. Sixers get the offensive rebound, however. And now Edgecombe has an open 3. Back rim, no. And now we're going to have an over-the-back foul this time. This one's going to be on Andre Drummond. Drummond doesn't agree with the call. And now Nick Nurse expressing his displeasure with the call. Wendell Carter heads to the line for Orlando. 41.5 on the clock. First free throw, good. Nick Nurse, head coach of the Sixers. He was the head coach in Toronto's NBA championship season. 2 free throws for Wendell Carter, and the lead back to 1 for Philly. 40 seconds left, second quarter. Maxey brings it up the floor for Philly. Maxey on the drive. Maxey gives it up in the corner. Drummond has a three. They got it. Andre Drummond with a three in the corner. Sixers up 4. There's a 4-second difference, shot clock, game clock, so the Magic can't quite run this all the way down. This is Suggs just dribbling across midcourt. Suggs on the drive. Suggs gets it off to Banchero. Banchero from the foul line missed it. Rebound Sixers. They've got a shot with 5 seconds. Maxey with 2. Maxey launches a 3 at the buzzer. No. And that's how the second quarter and first half come to a close, with the Sixers leading the Magic 59-55. Desmond Bane leading the way for Orlando with 19 points. Tyrese Maxey, 16 points for the Sixers. Neither team has had bigger than a 6-point lead in the first half. And it's a 4-point lead at the break for Philadelphia, 59-55. With 24 minutes left to play, to see who will get the 7th seed in the East and a date with the Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. And again, another reminder, one more play-in tournament game coming up. That's the Warriors and the Clippers from Inglewood. That's coming up 10 o'clock roughly Eastern time, 7 o'clock out west. Winner of that Warriors-Clippers game will take on the Suns on Friday for the 8th seed in the West. Loser of that Warriors-Clippers game tonight sees their season come to a close. Last night, we had a couple good ones, a doozy in the East. The Hornets got the overtime win over the Heat, 127-126. So that advanced Charlotte to the Friday play-in tournament game. They will head on the road to take on the loser of this game here. That game will be for the 8th seed in the East. And Portland got the road win at Phoenix last night, 114-110. So that solidified the 7th seed for Portland. So now Portland will be playing the Spurs in that first round matchup. The Suns will host the winner of that Warriors-Clippers game tonight on Friday, and that will be for the 8th seed in the West. Gotta admit, I know it's to give more teams a shot. I have never been a big fan of this play-in tournament. I mean, it's always been 8 teams per conference. You've got 82 games in the regular season to prove you're one of the 8 best teams in your conference. And, I mean, if you don't, after 82 games, if you're not one of the top 8 teams in your conference, then I'm sorry, you've had 82 games to prove it. And so, no. So I'm not a real big fan of this play-in tournament. Never have been. We saw Miami come out of it last year, winning 2 games, and then getting absolutely blasted in the first round by the Cavs. Miami was actually the 10 seed going into the play-in tournament. They had to win 2 games on the road. The full playoffs, the NBA playoffs, start on Saturday. It's let's run down that Saturday playoff schedule for you while we are here at halftime. It will start at 1 o'clock Eastern time with that 4-5 matchup in the East, game 1 between the Raptors and Cavs. Early afternoon on Saturday, and then mid-afternoon on Saturday will be game 1 of the Timberwolves Nuggets series. That's the 6-3 matchup in the West. That's at 3:30 Eastern time, 1:30 Mountain time on Saturday. Then at 6 o'clock Eastern time, we've got game 1 of the Hawks-Knicks series. That's a 6-3 matchup in the East. And then Saturday's schedule will wrap up in prime time, 8:30 Eastern time, 5:30 out west, with game 1 of that highly anticipated Rockets-Lakers series. And then on Sunday, early afternoon, 1 o'clock Eastern time, game 1 of the series between Boston and the winner of this game. Then at 3:30 Eastern time, 2:30 Central, game 1 between the Thunder and either the Suns, Warriors, or Clippers. Early evening, 6:30 Eastern time on Sunday, the Pistons, game 1 of their series against either Charlotte, Orlando, or Philly, whoever comes out as the 8th seed in the East. And then it'll wrap up at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central on Sunday night with game 1 of the Spurs Trailblazers series. So that is the game 1 lineup for the NBA on the weekend. Playoffs continue all throughout the week next week. Busy time of year for sports fans. Of course, we've got the NBA playoffs starting this weekend. Also this weekend, the beginning of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Those get underway on Saturday as well. Major League Baseball getting underway early on in its season. So good time of year if you're a sports fan. I will be back on tomorrow night with I have not tried this yet, so I'm going to attempt it tomorrow. I will be on for a college baseball stream tomorrow night. Never done a college baseball stream. Don't know how this is going to go over, but we're going to give it a shot. SEC battle in college baseball tomorrow night, Auburn and Florida. That is a 7 o'clock Eastern time, roughly first pitch down there in Gainesville. We're going to give this a shot and see how the response goes. I will have a lot of college baseball streams once NCAA regionals start, also for NCAA softball as well. NCAA softball regionals getting underway here in just over a month. College baseball regionals about a month and a half away. Going to try our hands at a regular season matchup tomorrow and see what happens. Auburn and Florida, that's a top 20 matchup in college baseball tomorrow night. $59-55. Our halftime score here. Sixers leading the Magic. News from the NBA. The NBA is investigating that play yesterday that knocked Bam Adebayo out of the game, where LaMelo Ball took down Bam Adebayo, knocked Adebayo out of the game. The NBA is now investigating that. Again, looking at it in real time, I did the live stream of that game last night. Looking at it in real time, I don't think there was nothing intent. I don't think there was any intent there. I know, looking at some of the comments, I know looks like I'm in the minority, but I just don't think there was any intention there. I really don't, but we'll see what the NBA comes out with. Very highly unlikely. They may upgrade it to a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2, but very unlikely that there's going to be any kind of suspension or anything, even if that gets upgraded. So we'll see what the NBA comes up with on that. So again, Warriors and Clippers follows. Stephen Curry is going to be on a minutes restriction. They had somebody sent me a message in the live chat earlier, and that is, I wasn't trying to say this person was incorrect, but I was a little hesitant when I saw it when they say it came from Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter would not be reporting that. So there is nothing on there about Stephen Curry being in or anything. So, but he is on a minutes restriction tonight, a 40-minute restriction. As is Porzingis. And there was 3 of them. I can't remember who that third one is. I could look it up, but. So let's see how that plays out for the Warriors tonight in a must-win or season-over game tonight against the Clippers. That game, tip-off a little over an hour away from Inglewood in that game. Hasn't been a great season for the Warriors. They finished 8 games under 500. That was still good enough to get 10th in the West and get the play-in tournament bid. So that game coming up in a little over an hour. 59-55, Sixers lead this game at the break. Let's run down the first half stats in this game. Sixers end up shooting 21 of 47 from the floor for 45%. They were 7 of 19 from three-point range at 37%. 10 of 13 at the free throw line for 77%. Magic in that first half, 19 of 43 for 44%. Just 3 of 11 from three-point range at 27%. 14 of 17 at the free throw line for 82%. A slight rebound edge for the Sixers in that first half, 21-20. Magic turned it over 7 times in that first half. Sixers turned it over 6. Individual scoring from that first half, Tyrese Maxey led the way for Philadelphia with 16 points, 11 apiece from Paul George and Kelly Oubre, the 3 in double figures for the Sixers in the first half. 7 off the bench from Andre Drummond, 6 points for VJ Edgecombe, 4 points for Quentin Grimes, and 2 points apiece from Adam Bona and Dominic Barlow. Meanwhile, for the Magic, they were led by Desmond Bane's 19 points. Paolo Banchero added 13. 5 off the bench for Jamal Cain, 4 points apiece from Wendell Carter and Tristan da Silva. 3 points from Jalen Suggs and Anthony Black. 2 points apiece from Franz Wagner and Goga Bitadze, the scoring for Orlando. In that first half, as the Sixers lead this game, 59-55, with 24 minutes left to decide who will take on the Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. We're just a couple minutes away from the start of the second half. Sixers led at 28-24 after one. Both teams scored 31 points in that second quarter. Teams getting their final instructions in their huddle before we begin quarter number 3. Game that featured 9 ties and 10 lead changes in that first half. Neither team had bigger than a 6-point lead. And we are underway here in quarter number 3. And on the drive here for Orlando on the first possession, we have a foul. Desmond Bane is going to get the basket. Bane a little banged up, it looks like. He got the basket and got fouled. Sorry, Amazon Prime was showing an interview during the play, so I missed the basket. But Bane completes the 3-point play. He's now got 22, 59-58. The Magic score the first 3 of the third quarter. Here's Maxey. Maxey with the bounce pass outside. Edgecombe spins. Edgecombe from the foul line. Missed it. Rebound pulled down by Orlando. They can retake the lead this trip. Banchero spins. Banchero off the glass scores. And the first 5 points of the second half belong to the Magic. And they go back in front 60-59. Edgecombe on the outside finds Maxey. Maxey kicks it out to George. George finds Edgecombe in the corner for 3, and it's good. VJ Edgecombe now with 9. 62-60. Sixers back up by 2. Banchero. Bounce pass now to Bane. Bane finds the open Banchero on the outside 3 to shoot. Banchero with the off-balance shot. It's an air ball. Orlando keeps it alive, but that didn't hit the rim. That's going to be a shot clock violation against the Magic. Orlando's 8th turnover of the game. Here's the drive and slipping on the floor, and we are going to have a jump ball. Maxey slipped. I think he thought he was fouled, but it looked like he just slipped on the floor to me. Yeah, there's nothing there. He just slipped. I don't know, wet spot on the floor or something, or got his feet tangled or whatever. There's nothing there as far as a foul. And the jump is won by Orlando as Bane has it for the Magic. Bane, 2 minutes into this third quarter. Bane gives it off now to Franz Wagner. Now Banchero. Banchero gives it off. Out on the perimeter, 3 to shoot. Wagner tries a 3. No. Rebound pulled down by Edgecombe, and back come the Sixers. Edgecombe takes it coast to coast, throws it up, and gets fouled. Edgecombe a little out of control there. He got lucky. He got bailed out with a foul there. I say bailed out. I'm not saying there wasn't a foul there, but Edgecombe a little out of control on that sequence. But he does get 2 free throws. First free throw is good. Edgecombe hits 2. Extends the Sixers' lead to 4, 64-60. Wendell Carter having a discussion with Tony Brothers, one of the officials. Magic bring it up the floor. Wagner. Wagner drives. Wagner has the shot blocked. And it's going to go to Philadelphia as it hit off Orlando prior to going out of bounds. Maxey on the drive, gets cut off, sends it outside. Oubre hits a 3, and this is the largest lead of the game for either team as the Sixers go up 7, 67-60. Carter. We've got a Sixer down on the floor. It's Maxey, and Wagner drives inside and gets fouled. Maxey is still down for the Sixers. Oh, he ran into the arm of Wendell Carter. Looked like he got blocked into it. Maxey's been getting a little beat up out there tonight. Wagner at the line for Orlando. First free throw, good. Wagner hits 2. 67-62. Lead is 5 for Philadelphia. Now not sure what happened there. Double technical foul was assessed against Bona and Carter after that last free throw. And there's a strip, and the Sixers keep it alive, and there's a rejection underneath. Banchero comes out with it for Orlando. Banchero drives, missed the layup, ends up in the hands of Carter. Orlando keeps it alive. Now Bain outside for a three-pointer, short. Rebound Edgecombe of the Sixers. Things are getting a little chippy out here in the third quarter, which has 8 minutes left in it. Edgecombe. Bounce pass inside. Turnaround jumper by George is good. Paul George now with 13. And a timeout called with 7:51 to play in the third quarter. 69-62. Sixers up 7. It ties their largest lead of the night. So on that second free throw by Orlando, there was some verbal chatter going on between Bona and Carter, and the officials teed them both up. I didn't see which official it was, but it's like a little bit of unfortunate news from Major League Baseball, not concerning any of the players or anything, but during the national anthem in Chicago, Gerald Chaney, who has been performing the national anthem there at, what's it called now, Rate Field, I guess, down there, the White Sox home park. Gerald Chaney has been performing the anthem there for years. Apparently, he unfortunately suffered a medical emergency during his national anthem performance tonight, so wishing him well there in Chicago. So, scary moment there. So, wishing him the best of recoveries. (69-62), Sixers lead the Magic here with 7:51 remaining in the third quarter. Following the timeout here, it will be Orlando ball. As the Magic bring it up. Suggs with it. Suggs finds Banchero, and we're going to have an offensive foul against Orlando on the drive by Banchero. It's off the ball. They may have looks like they got Bain on that one. So that'll be his second. And now on the drive here by the Sixers, we're going to have Like we're going to have a foul, but Banchero, well, both Banchero and Maxey are calling for a review here. So Jamal Mosley, the Magic coach, not happy on the sideline either. It's a Sixers turnover and no review, so the Magic have it. Here's Wendell Carter on the outside. Now we'll drive. Carter gets free and rejected underneath. And the Sixers come out with the ball. That was a heck of a rejection underneath the basket. And now a three-point shot on the way is short. Rebound pulled down by Bane. Who was that got that rejection for the Sixers? I think it was Bona with that block. Now we're going to have a foul here. Things are getting a little chippy here. The officials may want to try to nip this in the bud before it gets too out of control. That was Bona that got the block. That's the sixth block of the night for the Sixers. Orlando inbound here to Carter. Here's Bane. Bane steps back, gives it off to Banchero for three. That's short. Rebound, another rebound for Edgecombe, and back comes Philly. Paul George with it. George steps back for three. Short. And the rebound pulled down by Suggs. Orlando down 7. Suggs outside to Carter. Thought about the three. Now we'll give it off to Banchero, who drives inside. There's another block. The 7th block of the night for the Sixers. Maxey. Maxey will try a three. That is short off the rim. Three-pointers not dropping for either team here in the third quarter. Suggs slowing it down and going to run the offense here for the Magic as we've hit the halfway point of the third quarter. Suggs tries a three. That's too strong. Rebound pulled down by the Sixers. We've been stuck at 69-62 here for a couple minutes. Maxey on the drive. Maxey floater is up and good. (71-62), largest lead for the Sixers at 9. 18 points on the night now for Maxey. Suggs on the drive gets fouled, and Maxey unhappy again. He hasn't been happy most of the night out there. Yeah, that's a reach-in foul. I don't know why he's... Third foul on Tyrese Maxey, and Orlando brings it in. Banchero with 4 on the shot clock. Banchero has it stripped. Steal for the Sixers. Edgecombe goes inside and lays it in on the fast break layup. First double-digit lead of the night. It belongs to Philadelphia. 73-62, and now more extracurriculars here. And now the coaches and the coaches have to come out to separate the two teams. The officials getting in there as well. This has gotten very, very chippy here in the third quarter. Both coaches had to come out to try and get order restored here. We've got a timeout called. 73-62. Coaches have got to calm these two teams down because tempers are starting to get a little out of hand here. Orlando down to 39% shooting. They're just 3 of 15 from three-point range. Sixers are up to 45% from the floor. 73-62. Magic down double digits here. So let's see, coming out of the timeout, if there are going to be any more technicals or anything assessed. There was a double technical earlier in the quarter on Carter and Bona after a free throw. Let's see what started this little fracas here as they're showing the replay right now. Oh, Edgecombe and Suggs following that layup got tangled up a little bit under the basket. And then Oubre went after Bane. So Edgecombe was assessed a technical foul, expressing his displeasure to Tony Brothers. That's the only technical that was assessed. So Bane at the line to shoot the technical, and it's good. Orlando down 10, 5:12 to go in the third, and the Magic will have the ball. Anthony Black with it, and he'll bring it up across the midcourt stripe. Now Banchero. Banchero with 10 on the shot clock on the perimeter. Now Banchero drives, spins, gets inside, lost the ball on the way up, and the Sixers come out with it. That's another turnover for Orlando. That's their 9th. Banchero has 4 turnovers himself. Maxey, top of the key three-pointer off the rim, no. Rebound pulled down by Orlando. Black with it. Black guarded out on the perimeter, gives it off to Banchero, now to Carter. Wendell Carter back to Black, corner 3, no. Orlando has been held to 8 points in the first almost 8 minutes here in the third quarter. They are not shooting the ball well at all here in the third quarter. Edgecombe on the drive. Edgecombe, well, that's going to be a double dribble, I think. Yeah, it is. He stopped the dribble. I think he actually lost the dribble and then picked it back up and started dribbling again. Nope. Wagner checking back in for Orlando. Magic bring it up with 4 minutes to play, third quarter. Magic going to have to get their offense back going here. Wagner on the drive. Alley-oop pass underneath. Not converted, but a foul underneath. I think they're going to get Drummond on this. And 2 free throws coming for Orlando. Chance to cut this to 8. Anthony Black at the line. First is no good. Black will have one more. got the second. 73-64. Maxey with it for the Sixers. Maxey gives it off in the corner to Drummond. Drummond misses a three. Rebound pulled down by Orlando. And the coast-to-coast drive, but Black can't finish. And we have got what here? I think it's going to be an Orlando foul as Barlow went to the floor. They get Banchero on that? If they did, that's... No, it's Black that got the foul. Sixers bring it up. Here's Maxey. 8 on the shot clock. Maxey out on the perimeter. Gives it to Barlow. Barlow back out to Maxey. Maxey with 2 to shoot. Has to launch a three-pointer and missed it. Rebound Orlando and a foul. That's going to be on Barlow. That'll be his fourth. So Barlow with his fourth foul in just 7 minutes of action. Nah, there wasn't much there. Nick Nurse expressing his displeasure with the call there. Yeah, looking at the replay, there wasn't a whole lot of contact there. Sixers are over the limit, so Orlando will be shooting free throws for the remainder of the quarter. Black is right back to the free throw line. First is good. Black hits them both to pull Orlando within 7, 73-66. 3 to go, third quarter. Here's Barlow. Oh, stepping in the passing lane and almost getting the steal was Black. It will stay Sixer ball with 11 on the shot clock. And that would have been an easy fast break layup, too. Oubre to inbound. Inbound to the backcourt here. There's only 5 seconds on the shot clock when Maxey crosses midcourt, and he gets fouled. Oh, my goodness. Maxey is fouled by Anthony Black. That'll send Maxey to the line. Tyrese Maxey, 18 points tonight, leading the way for the Sixers. First is good. Maxey led the NBA this year in minutes per game at 38. Rolls the second one in. He's played 29 tonight. 75-66. Sixers up 9. Wagner misses, but Anthony Black there to clean it up and put it back in on the layup. 75-68. Maxey will bring it up for the Sixers. He almost didn't get that up before the 8 seconds. He was just kind of taking his time and almost took too much time. That's an air ball, but a rebound follow putback for Dominic Barlow as the offensive rebound ended up right in his hands underneath the basket. 77-68. Under 2 to go, third quarter. Black lost it momentarily, gets it back. 8 on the shot clock. Anthony Black Finds Bane, who launches a deep three and hits it. Desmond Bane with the three. He's now got 22. 25, rather, after that three. And the Magic are within 6. Timeout called by Philadelphia with 1:37 to play in quarter number 3. (77-71), Sixers up a half dozen. So following the Philadelphia timeout, Sixers will inbound. Edgecombe to inbound it for Philly. Gets it in to Paul George. George dribbling out at quarter court. Back to Edgecombe. Back to George. George tries a three. Short. Rebound Orlando. Magic can get closer. Floater shot up and in. Desmond Bane with the basket and one. Desmond Bane with a free throw can cut this to a 3-point game. 91% shooter on the season. He's 9 for 10 tonight. That was the 5th foul as well on Dominic Barlow. Bane completes the 3-point play. 77-74. 28 on the night now for Bane. George. Bounce pass. And now in the corner, Oubre for 3. That's way short. Rebound Magic. Under a minute for the third. And we have a reach-in foul on Philadelphia that will result in more free throws as Anthony Black will head to the line. .6 to go in the third quarter. First free throw by Black is no good. Around and out. He missed them both. Rebound pulled down by Drummond. Still a 3-point lead for the Sixers. Magic now 22 of 28 at the line tonight. Drummond inside is blocked, but there's also a foul Andre Drummond heads to the line. Bitadze is going to get whistled for the foul for Orlando. First of 2 for Drummond, good. That gives him 8 points. Jalen Suggs returning to the lineup for Orlando. Drummond hits both free throws. He's got 9 in the game now, and the Sixer lead back to 5, 79-74. Bane with it on the outside for the Magic. Bane will drive. Bane will lose the handle and lost the ball out of bounds. That's going to go to the Sixers. Magic turn it over for the 10th time tonight. Just a little over a 1 second difference, shot clock, game clock. Sorry, folks. Looked like I lost the feed there momentarily, but back going now. 10 seconds to go in the third. Maxey. Maxey gets bumped. Maxey pulls up. Maxey missed it. Rebound Orlando, and that's it for the third quarter. Sixers outscore the Magic in a low-scoring third quarter, 20-19, and lead it by 5 heading to the fourth. 79-74. 12 minutes to go in this play-in tournament game. Stats through 3 quarters are as follows. Sixers 27 of 65, 42%. 9 of 29 from three-point range at 31%. They are 16 of 19 at the free throw line for 84%. Orlando 24 of 60 shooting for 40%. They're just 4 of 17 from three-point range at 24%. 22 of 28 at the free throw line for 79%. Rebound edge to Orlando by 4, 34-30, but Orlando's turned it over, I think I said 10 times. They've actually turned it over 11 times. Sixers have turned it over 9. Sixers have placed 4 in double figures, led by Tyrese Maxey's 20. 14 for Kelly Oubre and 13 apiece from Paul George and VJ Edgecombe. Orlando's led by Desmond Bane's 28 points. Paolo Banchero with 15. That's the 2 double-figure scores for Orlando. So 12 minutes to decide who will play the Boston Celtics in the first round. In a series that will begin on Sunday. Got quite chippy in that third quarter between these two teams. Underway, quarter number 4, Sixers ball, and there's a rejection by Orlando, and back the other way come the Magic. Suggs thought about the three. Now we'll kick it off, in a three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound pulled down by Philadelphia. Paul George with it. George guarded by Bane. 5 to shoot for George. George drives. George pulls up and hits it. Paul George with the first 2 of the fourth quarter. 81-74. 15 points on the night for Paul George. He was suspended for 25 games earlier in the season. There's another Orlando turnover. And now an open three-pointer and air ball. Out of bounds, back to the Magic. Edgecombe was a little quick on that three-pointer, and he airmailed that sucker. Anthony Black with it, driving all the way and laying it in. That was a coast-to-coast layup for Anthony Black. 81-76. Minute and a half into this fourth quarter. Maxey the floater, no, but a follow dunk for Andre Drummond. 83-76. Wagner drives. Wagner puts up the right hand and scores. Back and forth in this fourth quarter so far. 83-78. Edgecombe on the outside. And the pass inside is taken away. There was nobody there. I think it looked like some miscommunication there. And the Sixers turn it over, and Orlando will hit a three. And this is a 2-point game. Desmond Bane with the three. He's got 31 tonight. Maxey on the drive for the Sixers. Finds George in the corner with 4 to shoot. George has to put up the three and miss it well short. Back come the Magic. And a three for the lead. No, that was a little quick and a little back there. Maxey for the Sixers. Maxey drives inside with the reverse layup, and it's good. 85-81. Sixers up by 4. Wagner gets a lane free inside and lays it in with the easy layup. Lead back to 2 again. And a timeout is called. With 8:38 to go, looks like we're going to have another one down to the wire like the Heat and Hornets last night. 85-83, Sixers clinging to a 2-point lead. Sixers won 2 of the 3 meetings in the regular season this year. You can throw everything from the regular season out the window. So with just over 8.5 minutes to go, Sixers clinging to a 2-point lead. They led by 11 in the third quarter. But Orlando's had a few of double-digit comebacks this year. Both teams still have 3 timeouts left. Sixers bring it in out of the timeout. Maxey with it. Maxey gets free for 3, decides to pass it inside. Now outside to Edgecombe. Shot clock at 6. Edgecombe from the foul line. Jumper rattles in. 15 now for VJ Edgecombe. 87-83. Sixers. Double-double now for VJ Edgecombe as he also has 11 rebounds. Suggs. Suggs will drive. Suggs will kick it out. Open three-pointer. Black is good, and this is a 1-point game as Anthony Black hits the three-pointer. 87-86. And the runner is up and in. Answer there for the Sixers to push the lead back to 3. 89-86. And a bad pass inside and a turnover. Sixers get the steal. It's 1-on-3. They're going to have to kick this back out, and we're going to have a foul, however, on Orlando. Maxey with it. Maxey will try a three-pointer and hit it. Tyrese Maxey with 27. Just like that, the Sixer lead is back to 6, 92-86. 7 minutes remaining. Suggs with the pull-up. That rattles out. Rebound to Philadelphia. Maxey will slow it down and run the offense for the Sixers. And now Maxey will drive. Maxey pulls up to the right of the foul line. Missed it. Rebound Orlando. Here comes Suggs with a 3-on-2. And the Magic turn it over. Pass was intended for Bane, but Bane couldn't handle it. Turnover number 13 for Orlando tonight. Maxey on the drive. The floater goes. 29 for Maxey. Timeout Orlando. 94-86. Sixers on a 7-0 run to push the lead back to 8. Okay, this news just came down from the NBA. It has to do with that foul last night with LaMelo Ball on Bam Adebayo. So, first of all, they have upgraded the foul to a flagrant. No suspension, but they have upgraded it to a flagrant. They have fined LaMelo Ball $35,000 for that foul or the trip or whatever. Plus, the NBA is fining him an additional $25,000 for some unfamily language he used in the postgame yesterday. So a total of $60,000 in fines. Foul upgraded to a flagrant, but there's going to be no suspension. So that's the penalty handed down to LaMelo Ball on that foul last night that knocked Bam Adebayo out of the game, which obviously was a big factor for Miami. You end up going to overtime and lose by 1 point. Bam Adebayo stays in that game. Miami probably wins that game last night. But that is the penalty handed down to LaMelo Ball with that foul last night. His wallet is going to be $60,000 lighter. Here, the Sixers are on a 7-0 run to go up by 8. Nearly the midway point of the fourth quarter. So it's going to be Orlando Ball out of the timeout. Here's Suggs. Suggs finds Bane. Bane's had the hot hand. He'll hit another three from the top of the key. That's 34 for Desmond Bane. 94-89. Bane is 4 of 5 from beyond the arc now. Maxey on the drive. Maxey, cross-court pass, dangerous pass. And Philadelphia will get a three. Oubre hits a three. 97-89, just like that, lead back to 8. Nice look inside, and the layup underneath for Banchero, and it looks like he got fouled afterwards as well. Banchero trying to complete the three-point play. Paul George returning to the lineup for the Sixers. Replacing Quentin Grimes. Banchero to complete a three-point play and cut this back to 5. He does. 97-92. Banchero now with 17. 5:15 and counting to go here in the fourth. Maxey draws a double team, gets it over to Edgecombe. Edgecombe with 5 on the shot clock. Edgecombe looking, shooting. He's going to have to put this up from the top of the key on a turnaround. It's no good. And we are going to have a foul on the Sixers. That's going to go on Bona. That'll be his third. Suggs brings it up the floor for Orlando. Suggs off now to Bane. Bane, nice pass to Wendell Carter. Carter missed foul, doesn't hit the shot, but he will go to the line for 2 free throws. And cut this to a 1-possession game with both free throws. First free throw, no good. Orlando's now missed 7 free throws tonight. One of 2 for Carter. 97-93. Sixer lead is 4. Four and a half to go. Nice bounce pass inside and an even better block underneath by Wendell Carter. Sixers will get it in with 9 on the shot clock. Maxey to inbound under the basket on the baseline. Into George. Now Drummond back to George. Shot clock at 3. George drives. George shoots. George misses. Banchero pulls down the rebound for Orlando. He does not have numbers, so he'll slow it up. Now Banchero drives. Banchero lost it, but gets fouled by Edgecombe. That'll be 4 on Edgecombe. Suggs to inbound. Here's Banchero with 10 on the shot clock. Banchero kicks it off in the corner. Wagner misses a 3. Rebound pulled down by the Sixers. Under 4 minutes to play. Here's Maxey on the drive with the left hand. Banks it in off the glass. 99-93. Maxey now with 31. Deep three-pointer at the other end. No good. Orlando will keep it alive. Banchero for 3. No. Another offensive rebound for the Magic. And Wagner will put it in this time. 3 cracks at it that time for Orlando. And a timeout called by Philadelphia. Leads both teams with 2. 3:25 to go. 99-95. Sixers lead by 4. We played the second half even, 40-40 in the second half. $3:25 left. Warriors, Clippers again. One more game to go. I'm sure they're going to push that tip back a little bit. Out of the timeout, Sixers ball. Paul George with it. George on the drive. George gets fouled and can't get the shot to go, but he will head to the line to shoot two. Wagner called for the foul. First of two for Paul George. Good. This to push the lead back to 6 again. Missed it. So the lead is 5 for Philadelphia as Jalen Suggs brings it up for Orlando with 3 minutes remaining. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Suggs on the drive, kicks it off. Banchero in the corner for 3. That barely drew anything. Rebound pulled down by Philly. And it's going to be a reach-in foul on the Magic. Sixers bring it into Maxey. Maxey on the outside with 10 on the shot clock. Maxey bounce pass into George. George lost the handle momentarily, gets it back, and now Drummond with a bounce pass underneath. Shot up and in. The acrobatic shot by Paul George. 102-95. Inside, and the shot is blocked out of bounds. Drummond with the rejection of Banchero. Oh, great inbound. Sixers fell asleep underneath the basket on that inbound. Wagner was wide open underneath for a dunk. Miscommunication or something there because the Sixers absolutely fell asleep on that inbound pass. 102-97, 2 minutes to go. Edgecombe will drive. Edgecombe is fouled. And Maxey is unhappy with something again. He hasn't been happy most of the night out there. BJ Edgecombe at the line with 17 points. First free throw's good. Lead back to 6. Edgecombe can make it 7 with this free throw. They have pushed the Warriors Clippers tip back to 17 minutes past the hour. So 8 minutes from now. Edgecombe hits 2 free throws, 104-97. Suggs drives. Suggs gets cut off. Suggs gets it off to Bane. Bane misses. Rebound, Sixers. Maxey. Crowd rises to their feet in Philly. 5 on the shot clock. We have to get this up, John. And the fadeaway, no, but the Sixers did take the full 24 seconds off the clock. Suggs takes it coast to coast and gets blocked. Sixers come out with the ball, and they have a 3-on-2, and the layup no good. But it's going to be a foul on Wendell Carter. And Oubre heads to the line with 1:06 to go. And the Sixers up by 7. Looks like Wagner's down. Well, not down. He's up, but he has his head down on the scores table. Wagner is hobbling a little bit as he goes back to the Orlando bench. Oubre at the line. First is good. This to push the lead to 9. And good. 106-97. Sixers by 9, a minute to go. Banchero on the drive will put it up. No good. Out of bounds. Off Orlando. It's going to go to the Sixers with 55.7 to go. So it appears the Sixers are headed to the playoffs as the number 7 seed. Orlando will still have a chance to get in as the 8th seed. Sixers using a whole lot of clock here. Drummond hits a 3. That's going to be your exclamation point with 40.3 seconds to go. And the largest lead of the game at 12 points with 40.3 seconds to go. So with a 12-point lead and it looking pretty comfortable now for the Sixers, I'm saying Orlando will get another shot at being the 8th seed, as assuming Orlando doesn't make a phenomenal comeback here. They will host Charlotte on Friday night. The chance to be the number 8 seed in the playoffs. Bane to inbound here for the Magic. Bane gets it in. And now the top of the key three-pointer is no good. Rebound pulled down by the Sixers. And Orlando, there's no reason to foul at this point, and they're not going to. Maxey just dribbling the ball here. They may just take a shot clock violation at this point. Sixers will take the shot clock violation with 8.3 to go. Orlando gets it in. They're just going to dribble out this final 8.3 seconds. And the Philadelphia 76ers are heading to the playoffs as the number 7 seed as they win it 109-97. And the Sixers now have a date with the Boston Celtics in the first round. Orlando still has another chance. They will host the Hornets on Friday night for that 8 seed in the East. Sixers win it 109-97. Probably going to be a pretty quick sign off here tonight. Let me quickly run down the final stats. Sixers for the game shot 45%, 38 of 85. 12 of 35 from three-point range at 34%. They were 21 of 25 at the free throw line for 84%. For Orlando, they went 41%, 33 of 81 from the floor, 7 of 27 from three-point range at 26%, 24 of 31 at the free throw line for 77%. Rebound edge tonight went to Orlando, 42-39. Magic did turn it over 14 times tonight. Sixers with 10 turnovers. Individual scoring in this one, the Sixers were led by Tyrese Maxey's 31 points tonight. 19 points from Kelly Oubre and VJ Edgecombe. 16 points out of Paul George. 13 off the bench from Andre Drummond. 4 points apiece from Dominic Barlow, Quentin Grimes, and 2 points from Adam Bona. For Orlando, 34 points tonight for Desmond Bane, although it wasn't quite enough. 18 out of Paolo Banchero, 13 off the bench out of Anthony Black, and 12 points out of Franz Wagner. 5 points apiece from Wendell Carter and Jamal Cain. 4 points from Jalen Suggs and Tristan Da Silva, and 2 points from Goga Bitadze. The scoring in this game for the Magic, as the 76ers win it 109-97. Sixers get the 7th seed. They are heading to the playoffs and will face the Boston Celtics in the first round. That series will begin on Sunday. One more play-in game to go from Inglewood. The Clippers hosting the Warriors. Loser of that game season comes to a close. The winner will face Phoenix on Friday for that 8th seed in the West. They are just about to tip off out there. That's going to wrap it up for me on this one. Again, my name is John, Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. If you do like my content, really would appreciate a like and subscribe from you. Also on Twitch tonight at Sport Guru John. You can follow me there. You can also follow me on Kick at Sports Kick John. I have some content on there as well. Back with you tomorrow. Going to be the very first college baseball stream I do tomorrow night. Auburn and Florida, top 20 matchup. In that one, 7 o'clock Eastern time, first pitch beyond just about 7 minutes prior or so for that one between Auburn and Florida in college baseball tomorrow night. Again, the Sixers win it 109-97. Sixers heading to the playoffs. Appreciate you all joining me. And I will hopefully you guys will tune in tomorrow for some college baseball for Auburn and Florida. Talk to you then. Have a great rest of your week.